Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Physics Tricks. So let's start with projectile motion DPP4, and if you want the projectile motions from DPP1 to DPP3, you can go into the description and you can click on the link, and you will able to solve then all the problems related to DPP1, 2 and 3. So I gave all the solutions in that video, so you can go and just watch that video. So we have here the first question. In the projectile motion shown in the figure, given TAB is equal to 2 seconds, then particle is at point B at t is equal to 3 seconds. So these are the multiple choice questions, more than one answer type we can say. So we have to check whether the particle is at B at this position when time t is equal to 3 seconds. Maximum height we want, then initial vertical component of the velocity, horizontal component of the velocity. So we have to check all this. Okay. So for that we require firstly what is called as the total range, right? So how to calculate that? So over here it is given at this point's coordinates. If you write x coordinate we have 20 and the y coordinate we have 15. Here also at point B, if you calculate the x coordinate we have 60 and the y coordinate we have 15, right? So by equation of projectile, by the equation of projectile, we can write y is equal to x tan theta in bracket 1 minus x by r, x tan theta in bracket 1 minus x divided by r, right? So what is x over here? X is the x coordinate which we have, y is the y coordinate we have. So at x is equal to 20, y is equal to 15, just put it over here. So for a point, we know that coordinates are 20 comma 15. That means at x is equal to 20, y is equal to 15. So y we have is 15 is equal to 20 tan theta in bracket 1 minus x is 20 divided by r. Likewise for point B, coordinates are 60 comma 15. So y is equal to 15 is equal to 60 tan theta in bracket 1 minus 60 divided by r. Now as you can see from equation 1 and equation 2, left hand side is equal, right hand side must be equal. So 20 tan theta in bracket 1 minus 20 by r must be equal to 60 tan theta in bracket 1 minus 60 divided by r. So this tan theta get cancelled, and if you just solve this, you will get 1 minus 20 by r is equal to 3 in bracket 1 minus 60 by r. So from this 1 minus 20 by r is equal to 3 minus 180 divided by capital R. So this 180 divided by capital R this side, so it will become 160 divided by capital R is equal to 1 this side, so it will become 2. So from this range we have is 80 meter. Now once we got this range, the total range we have is 80 meter. Now can we calculate this distance? Tell me. Yes. So this is x supposed to be, so x plus 40 plus 20 must be equal to 80. So what is the value of x? It must be 20 meter. It must be 20 meter. So I hope this is clear. Now once we got this 20 meter, then can we calculate the initial velocity? Yes. By using what formula? By using same thing over here, range formula. Now what is that range formula which we have? Range is equal to, r is equal to 80 is equal to u squared sine 2 theta divided by what? G, right? You divided by G. Now for this we require what is called as the theta value. For this we require the theta value. So see here, this angle we have is alpha, this angle we have is beta, and we know one relation, and that is tan alpha less tan beta is equal to what? Tan theta. tan alpha plus tan beta is equal to tan theta. So what is tan alpha over here? Tan alpha is opposite side, that is 15 divided by adjacent 20. So it is 15 divided by 20 plus what is tan beta? Tan beta is 15 opposite divided by 60 adjacent is equal to tan theta. Now from this we have tan theta as 45 plus 15 is 60 divided by 60, which is equal to 1. So what is the angle of projection? It is 45 degree. So range we have is 80 is equal to u squared we want. Sine 2 theta is 1 divided by g is 10. So from this u we have is a root of 800 and that is equal to 10 root 8, which is 20 root 2. 20 root 2 meter per second. So this is the initial velocity which we have, right? This is the initial velocity, that is 20 root 2 at an angle 45 degree, right? So what is the horizontal component? It is 20 meter per second. What is the initial vertical component? 20 meter per second. What is the maximum height? Maximum H max is equal to u squared sine squared theta, that is u squared is 400 into 2 into sine square theta is 1 by 2 divided by 2g as in 20. So this 0 get cancelled. This 2 get cancelled. We have 20 meter as the maximum height. So maximum height of projectile is 20 meter. Now what is the particle is at point B at t is equal to 3 seconds. Now at point B coordinates we know, right? We want what is called as the time. So how to find time then? So we can calculate the time by using the horizontal component of the velocity. So horizontal component of the velocity is 20 meter per second and this has to travel a distance of 60 meter to go to the point B, isn't it? So the distance we have is 60 meter. The speed we have in the horizontal direction is 20 meter per second. Time we required, so we know that time is equal to distance by speed. So what is the distance? 60. What is the speed? 20 meter per second. So which is equal to 3 seconds. So time at B we have is 3 seconds. So I hope this is clear. Time at B we have is 3 seconds, right? So as you can see over here, right, firstly particle is at point B at 3 seconds, true. Maximum height 20 meter, true. Initial vertical velocity, true. Horizontal velocity, true. So answer for this question is A, B, C, D. So all answers are correct. All options given are correct. So I hope this is clear. Now the next question we have. Two particles projected from the same point with same speed u at angles of projection alpha and beta strikes the horizontal ground at the same point given. If h1 and h2 are the maximum heights attained by the projectile, r is the range for both and t1 t2 are their times of flight respectively, then we have to check all the possibilities. Okay, chalo then. So they give one is thrown at some angle, other is thrown at some angle, so that the what is called as the range is same. Okay, now a range is same. So this is h1 we have, and the maximum height for this is h2 we have. Maximum height for this is h2 and this is h1 we have. Okay, no problem in this. So time we have here is t1 and t2. T1 comma t2 will be the time of flight, and alpha and beta are the angle of projection for this. Okay. Now see, if range is same for the two angles, right? If range is same for two angles that means the given angles are complementary angles. Now why complementary angles? Because see, range is equal to u squared sine 2 theta divided by g, right? So sine 2 theta we have. Now sine of 2, if I write 90 minus theta, so you will get this as sine of 180 minus 2 theta. And as you can see, sine 180 minus 2 theta we have is sine 180 into cos 2 theta. Sine 180 is 0. Cos 180 into sine 2 theta. Cos 180 is minus 1. So you will get sine 2 theta only. That indicates what? So for theta and 90 minus theta, the range of the given object or projectile will be the same. Right, will be the same. So therefore this theta and 90 minus theta are called as complementary angles. Complementary angles. So therefore, if alpha is theta, then beta must be 90 minus theta, and therefore we can write, therefore alpha plus beta must be equal to what? 90 degree, which is equal to pi by 2 radian, or else 100 grade also we can write. So over here first option correct. Now we want range and maximum height relation. Okay, so maximum height h1 is equal to u squared sine squared theta divided by 2g, and maximum height h2 is equal to u squared sine squared 90 minus theta divided by 2g. Okay, no problem. So h1 is equal to u squared sine squared theta divided by 2g, and h2 is equal to u squared cos squared theta, sine 90 minus theta is cos squared theta divided by 2g. Now if you just multiply this two, you will get h1 into h2 is equal to, you have, then it is u squared sine squared theta divided by 2g into u squared cos squared theta divided by 2g. So which is equal to, we have, this is u to the power 4 sine squared theta into cos squared theta divided by 4g squared. Now see here, I am rearranging this. H1 into H2 is equal to u squared sine theta into cos theta, u squared sine theta into cos theta whole squared divided by if I multiply by 4 over here, so I have to multiply by 4, that is 16g squared. So which is equal to, we have now, this is 2u squared sine theta into cos theta whole squared divided by 16g squared. Now h1 into h2 is equal to, now I am taking everything in the bracket, so it will be 2u squared sine theta into cos theta divided by, this is g whole squared. Now as you can see over here, this is 1 by 16 into, this one is r, right? So r squared. So we have r squared is equal to 16 h1 h2. From this we can write range is equal to 4 times root of h1 h2. So I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. So answer for this question is 4 times root of h1 into h2. Okay, now we want t1 divided by t2. T1 and t2 are the time of flights. So for complementary angles, we can write time of flight as 2u sine theta divided by g, time of flight as 2u cos theta divided by g. Right, now if you take t1 divided by t2, then you will get 2u sine theta divided by g divided by 2u cos theta divided by g. So 2u by g get cancelled. So from this, t1 by t2 is equal to tan theta. t1 by t2 is equal to tan theta. So as you can see over here, this is given tan theta as t1 by t2. Yes, tan alpha. So you can consider one as alpha, other as 90 minus alpha, right? If you consider alpha, then it must be 90 minus alpha. So this is also true. Now we want tan alpha as root of h1 divided by h2. Okay. Now what is h1? It is u squared sine squared theta divided by 2g. And what is h2? U squared sine squared 90 minus theta divided by 2g. So h1 divided by h2 is equal to tan squared theta. So from this, tan theta we have is root of h1 divided by h2. Root of h1 divided by h2. So yes, here also the all answers whatever given are correct. So I hope this is clear. So in the second question also, alpha plus beta. Now what is this called? If alpha you consider theta, this beta must be 90 minus theta. So if you consider alpha only, beta must be 90 minus alpha. So this is the case. Then our range we have in terms of h1 h2, t1 by t2 is tan alpha. Tan alpha is root of h1 by h2 also possible. So I hope this is clear. Now the next question we have, third question. At a height of 15 meters from ground, velocity of projectile is given. Here J and I are given. Particle was projected at an angle of 45 degree with horizontal. That is what we have to check. Time of flight of projectile is given. Horizontal range we have to check. Maximum height we have to check. Okay, no problem. So at a height 15 meters from the ground, velocity of projectile is given. So projectile is thrown at some initial velocity u at some angle theta, and it is given at a height of 15 meter. Its velocity component, that is in horizontal direction, it is 10 meter per second, and in the vertical direction it is 10 meter per second. So both 10 meter per second given. Okay, no problem. Now one velocity, and that is always remains constant. And what is that velocity? It is the horizontal velocity, isn't it? So the initial velocity is horizontal component we have is u cos theta, and the vertical component we have is u sin theta. U sin theta might change, but the u cos theta will never change. So one thing, and that is for sure we can say, is that u cos theta must be equal to 10 meter per second. Okay, no problem. Now we have final velocity 10 meter per second, initial velocity in the vertical direction u sin theta, and the distance also known, and the acceleration also. Then we'll have the second equation. So this is the first equation. Second equation, by using the vertical component of the velocity, it is u sin theta. This might change, right? Final velocity squared. That is, I'm using here third kinematic equation. So 100 minus initial velocity square u squared sine squared theta is equal to 2 into a we have is minus 10 into h we have is plus 15. So if you just solve this, you will get u squared sine square theta is equal to 100 plus this is 300. So we have u sine theta is equal to 20 meter per second. So equation number 2. Now once we know this, we can calculate the angle of projection. How? Just divide 2 by 1. 2 divided by 1. Therefore, you will get u sine theta divided by u cos theta must be equal to 20 divided by 10. So this 0, this u get cancelled. Tan theta is equal to 2 indicates theta is equal to tan inverse 2. So that means the angle of projection is not a 45 degree. This is wrong. Okay. Once we know the angle of projection, we can calculate what is called as the initial velocity right now. So how to calculate initial velocity? Tan theta is 2 indicates what is sine theta and what is cos theta. We'll calculate. This is 2, this is 1, this is root 5. So sine theta we have is 2 divided by root 5. So therefore u into 2 divided by root 5, that is what from the second equation, is equal to 20. So u we have is 10 root 5. 10 root 5. Okay. Now initial velocity we got 10 root 5. We want time of flight, horizontal range, maximum height. Okay. So all three quantities we'll calculate. What is the time of flight? Time of flight is 2u sine theta divided by g. So which is equal to 2 into u we have is 10 root 5 into sine theta we have is 2 by root 5 divided by g is 10. So this 0, root 5 cancel. We have 4 seconds is the time of flight, and they gave how much? 4 seconds. That means B is the correct option. Now horizontal range is formula we have is u squared sine 2 theta divided by g. So which is equal to, what is u squared? It is 100 into 5 into sine 2 theta. Now it is 2 into sine theta is 2 by root 5 into cos theta is 1 by root 5 divided by g is 10. So this 0 get cancelled, and we'll have this is root 5 and 5 cancel. This 4 into 10, it will be 40 meter. This is the 40 meter, that is the range, and they gave 100 meter, that indicates this is not possible. Maximum height of projectile from the ground is 20 meter. Okay. So we know that r tan theta is equal to 4h, right? The relation between the range and maximum height. So maximum height we have is r is 40, it is 2 divided by 4, and if you just calculate this, you will get 20 meter. Indicates maximum height we have is 20 meter, and they gave 20 meter. That indicates possible options for this question is A and B. So I hope this is clear now. Now the next question we have, in the figure shown, find the time when the particle strikes the ground at P. We want the time when the particle strikes the ground at P. Okay. Now time we know, time is equal to root of 2h divided by g, which is equal to whenever it is thrown horizontally. So 2 into h we have is 45 divided by g we have is 10. So if you just calculate this, you will get 90 divided by 10, and that is root 9, which is equal to 3 seconds. 3 seconds. So for option A, it is 3 seconds we have for question A. Now second question, horizontal distance, a range we want. Range is horizontal velocity into time. So we have 40 into 3, which is equal to 120 meter. And the third one, velocity of particle at P. So velocity of particle at P, that is what we want. So initial velocity in the horizontal direction we know 40 meter per second, and final velocity in the horizontal direction also the same, that is 40 meter per second. Why? Because horizontal direction velocity will not change, but the vertical direction velocity will change, right? So it is ui plus g into t. So which is equal to, what is ui? 0 it is, right? 10 into what is the time? 3, which is 30 meter per second. Right, so the velocity we have is root of 40 squared plus 30 squared, so which is root of 2500, which is 50 meter per second. This is the velocity of the particle at point P. So I hope this is clear. Now the next question we have: a particle is projected from ground with velocity 40 root 2 meter per seconds at 45 degree. Find velocity and displacement of particle after 2 seconds. Okay. Now one particle is given which is thrown at an angle of 45 degree with respect to horizontal, and it will go and hit somewhere here supposed to be. But we want what is the velocity and displacement of particle after 2 seconds. So let us consider at 2 seconds it will be at this point. Velocity in the horizontal direction it will not change, but in the vertical direction it will change. Right now, so velocity after 2 seconds, let us consider it as v y, it is in y direction supposed to be, vx direction I hat plus vy direction j hat. So this is the vx direction. In vx direction, the initial velocity will never change. It will always be u cos theta only. So v bar we have is equal to vx, that is u cos theta in I hat, plus what is vy now? Vy will change, right? It is u sin theta minus g into time t. Why? Because final velocity is vy, initial velocity is u y, and the acceleration is always in the downward direction, that is g. So minus gt. In which direction? J hat direction. Now this is the fifth question, and in this a particle is projected from ground with velocity 40 root 2 meter per second at 45 degree. Find velocity and displacement of particle after 2 seconds. Okay, so it is given a particle is projected from the ground at an angle of 45 degree, and this particle will go and it will hit somewhere here supposed to be. Okay, we want what is the velocity vector and the displacement vector after 2 seconds. So let us consider after 2 seconds the particle is somewhere here, right? So displacement along x-axis if you write, it is sx, and displacement along y-axis if you write, it is sy. And the velocity along x-axis if you write, it is vx, and velocity along the y-axis if you write, it is vy. So v bar after 2 seconds we can write vx in I hat plus vy in j hat, and displacement vector if you write, it is sx in I hat plus sy in j hat. Okay, now we know that velocity will never change along the horizontal direction. So for velocity vector, that is for v bar, can we write v bar is equal to, it is always equal to u cos 45. Now what is u 40 root 2 given? So it is u cos 45 as in 20 root 2 cos 45 degree in I hat plus vy we can write uy in y direction, that is 40 root 2 sine 45 degree minus gt 10 into t in j hat, but time is given 2 seconds, right? So if you just put the values, you will get 40 in I hat plus this is 40 minus 10 t. T over here is 2 seconds, so 10 into 2, it will become in j hat we can say. So you will have 40 in I hat plus 40 minus 20, 20 in j hat. So this is the velocity vector we have. This is the velocity vector we have. So I hope this is clear. Likewise, we can calculate the displacement vector. For displacement vector s bar, we have s bar is equal to displacement along x-axis plus displacement along y-axis j hat. So what is the displacement along x-axis? It is u cos theta into time t, because there is no acceleration along horizontal, so no need to write half at square. So this is in I hat, plus what is displacement along y-axis? It is u sin theta into t, that is the vertical direction initial velocity, minus 1 by 2 gt squared into j hat. Now put the values. It is 40 root 2 cos 45 is 40 into 2 in I hat, plus this is 40 into 2 minus this is 5 into 4 in j hat. So if you just find out this, it is 80 I hat plus this is 60 j hat. This is the displacement vector. Then what about the magnitude of the displacement vector? It is a root of 6400 plus 3600, which is a root of, we have this is 0 0 6 4 10 3 10, so 10,000 as in a root of 10 to the power 4, which is equal to 10 to the power 2, and that is 100 meter. So this is the displacement we have, this is the displacement vector we have, this is the velocity we have, this is the velocity vector we have, and if you want the magnitude of the velocity vector, we can calculate that also. 1600 plus 400, which is root of 2000, and that is, we can have this as 10 root 20, that is 20 root 5 meter per second. So I hope this is clear. So this is the fifth question solution we have. What is the average velocity of particle projected from the ground with speed u at an angle alpha with the horizontal over a time interval from the beginning till it strikes the ground? So here V average is equal to, you have to use initial velocity plus the final velocity divided by 2. Write down the velocities in the vector form and divide it by 2, you will get the sixth answer. Then seventh one, the coach throws a baseball to a player with an initial speed given at an angle given with a horizontal. At the moment the ball is thrown, the player is 50 meters from the coach. At what speed and in what direction must the player run to catch the ball? So there are two scenarios possible. The coach throws the ball at 20 meters per second, and the player might be somewhere over here, that is what we can say at 50 meter, right, at 50 meter. Or else the second scenario possible is, this is 20 meters per second, angle is given 45 degree, this angle is given 45 degree. Second scenario possible is, the ball is somewhere here and the player is somewhere here, this is 50 meters. So in this scenario he has to run in this direction. Whatever the range is there, if it is greater than 50, you have to calculate that distance, right, that distance. So range minus r minus 50 will be the, whatever the distance might be there, right, if range is greater than 50. This is the case. If range is lesser than 50, then this distance we have is 50 minus r. So he has to travel away from the coach, and time is the distance r minus 50 divided by whatever the speed is v. Okay, at what speed and in what direction must the player run to catch the ball at same height at which it was released? Okay, so that is what you have to find, in what direction he has to run, in the direction opposite to the coach or in the direction of the coach, and the time you have to calculate by using this formula. So try to solve this question also. This is the seventh question. Then eighth question, a ball is thrown horizontally from a point 100 meters above the ground with a speed given. Find the time it takes to reach the ground, horizontal distance, and the velocity with which it strikes the ground. So this type of questions I have discussed. You just try to solve. The ninth question, a particle moves in xy plane with a constant acceleration given. The equation of path is given this. Find velocity of particle at the origin of coordinates, right? Origin means initially what will be the velocity. So you have to compare this Vx minus Cx squared with what is called as tan theta x minus gx squared divided by 2u squared cos squared theta, and you have to rearrange the things and calculate the initial velocity in terms of b and c. Initial velocity must be a function of b comma c. Try to solve this, and whatever answer you will get, you just try to comment in the comment box. I'll try to reply to that comment as soon as possible. Next, a particle is projected from a ground with velocity 50 meter per second. So this is given 50 meter per second, and at an angle 37 degree from the horizontal. Find velocity and displacement after 2 seconds. So we want what is the velocity and displacement after 2 seconds. Just now we have calculated this, right? After 2 seconds, let us consider this is the ball. Velocity you can consider in the horizontal direction, it will remains the same, but the vertical direction velocity will change. And displacement you can consider in the horizontal plus the what is called as the vertical direction. And likewise the velocity Vx I hat plus Vy j hat, है ना? So this is how you can consider the displacement and velocity, and try to solve this question. Whatever answer you will get, you just try to comment in the comment box. I'll try to reply to your comment as soon as possible. So this 5 questions, right, in DPP4 5 questions I gave as a homework, and in the DPP3 approximately 5 questions as a homework. So 10 questions solution I have to give, right? 10 questions solution I'll give by we can say tomorrow only, right? By tomorrow I'll give 10 questions solution. So you have time till tomorrow. Try to solve all these 10 questions and tally your answers tomorrow. Thank you so much.